Hey everybody, welcome back to another Triple Hound video. And in this video, I downloaded a game to my mobile device with Fortnite. Really not playable right now on mobile because of the lawsuit going on between Epic Games and Apple, which was sort of my go-to game on mobile for a long time. Now I decided to just try out some new things. So as you can see, I decided on Super Cattails. I just sort of Googled cool mobile games to try to get some ideas. And so this came up on a list of mobile games that you can play. And I saw it in a couple of places described as basically Super Mario Brothers, but with cats. And as you can see here, that's really an apt description of what you're looking at. You start out as this cat named Alex, I think. Alex or Andrew or something. I think it's Alex. And there is a spaceship that crashes in the woods. That huge flying ship crashed into the hill nearby. I'll sort of read some of these pieces of dialogue as I go along. I'd better go have a look. So like most cats, is very curious about things. And the first handful of stages is mostly tutorial stuff, as you probably have come to expect. And you move around here, and every time you walk by a sign or see one of these bells, you learn a little bit more about the game. And the characters, as cats, can sort of climb up surfaces to a point, and you need to collect those bells along the way. It's not immediately clear, and yes, I'm sort of talking as I've played through a lot of this already, so I kind of know what's coming. It's not immediately clear why the bells are important. You know, in some games where you're going through a side-scroller, or even not, there are various tokens along the way that you can get, or you can just sort of ignore their, you know, add XP or money to your coffer or whatever. But in this game, you sort of learn later that you need to find and acquire the bells along the way. They are not just XP bonuses or pretty items to keep in your inventory or trade for things. They unlock stages down the line. So if you don't get enough of those bells along the way, you can't advance past a certain point. So as you can see here, you learn that you're not allowed to hit the bad guys. Of course, that's a 5-second penalty when you get stunned by a bad guy. You don't actually stand there for 5 seconds stunned by them. But at the end of each stage, you get a certain amount of time, or a time limit. Maybe time limit's the wrong way to phrase that. At the end of each stage, it'll tell you how much time has gone by, and you try to beat your own time and just go through each stage a little bit faster. It's not clear to me yet that there's any benefit from going by particularly quickly, to be clear. So I don't know why you would necessarily want to rush it. Here's some plot points here. Okay, so the aliens are now talking amongst themselves, the tin alien people. Who was in charge of winding up the engine? Very well, haha. These are sort of clockwork aliens here. The game is very cute. The graphics are really quite striking. Something along the lines of, you know, maybe Super Nintendo type graphics, maybe is a fair way to phrase it. This is definitely like a Mario 3 level graphic. So you get knocked over the head and kidnapped here and taken to their special ship. Hey, wake up. So you wouldn't know it. You get conscious here in a cage, and you meet your first ally. So back at the beginning, I'm sure you may have seen it while I was rambling, and they list off a bunch of cats that are part of the team. Well, you only start with that one cat, but you, over the course of the game, acquire more teammates. And this one is Sergeant McMeow. And each of the cats that you acquire along the way has sort of different skills and aptitudes and things that you can make use of to get through the stages. As you can see here, Sergeant Meow's got a big, strong head, I guess you would say, and he can sort of bash through both barriers and enemies. So Sergeant Meow is kind of your fighting cat, whereas the original cat you started with, little gray kitty named, I think it's Alex, is sort of your more agile one. He's can climb up walls further. I think he might even be a little bit faster. So it's explaining to you now as you're going through. Run into enemies with Meow to knock them out. Some of the enemies you encounter along the way are slightly larger, and it takes them a couple of hits to knock them out, but you can knock them out with a couple of hits. One thing I noticed while playing this game was that, so you can see you can do this sort of wall jumping piece here where you go back and forth. The double tap function where you get a running start. You have to get a running start to accomplish a lot of things in this game. So you've got to get a running start to jump. You've got to get a running start to hurt enemies. You've got to get a running start to really do a lot of things. To do those wall jumps back and forth, you've got to be kind of going fast. And one of the natural limitations on a mobile device is just that those controls are not concrete, right? If you were playing on a console or on a PC or something, you would be able to hit a button, and the button would necessarily do a thing. It would either shoot, or you would sprint because you have pushing down the joystick or something. Here, you're sort of at the you're kind of at the whimsy of your ability to, or the game's ability to recognize that you intend to hold down the sprinting versus not. And it's not as simple as it seems. Move back and forth, but going a certain speed and double tapping, so you double tap and shoot the tank. This is where the name of the video comes from, Super Mario Brothers, but with cats and tanks. So this is kind of a fun function. I actually kind of wish this was more of the game. Maybe it will come into the game later. I've only played sort of part of the first world, and that's all I'm going to show in this video. I'm not really sure if I'm going to start making this into a regular part of the channel, kind of showing off some mobile games. Just it's another thing out there. I mean, everybody plays on consoles, or everybody plays on PC. Mobile games are really part of the market, and I want to try more of them and see how more of them go. So this may be the first in a series of mobile reviews. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to promise that and then not do it ever, but this is kind of fun to do. Everybody's playing Cyberpunk 2077 right now, or Fortnite, and we certainly will play our share of Fortnite in the future, and I've got plenty of Assassin's Creed Valhalla to go, but I kind of thought I would try a new game that's a little bit different. So we cleared this level. We're just going to keep crashing through here as we kind of talk about the game as we play it. I'll shut my yap here at some point and just kind of let the game speak for itself a little bit, but I will sort of talk about the money piece of this. The game is free. You can download it from the Apple iStore or Google Play or wherever it is you get your games. And you can get a premium version for, at the point at which I'm recording this anyway, $4.99, and that will remove the advertisements from the game. Between stages, you'll get an advertisement that you have to watch. If you have the free version. There, you see Meow is joining the team here, and he's the attacker ones. And keep in mind, no spikes. When you get little guys with spikes, they hurt him. So you can switch between cats in your inventory or team or whatever by clicking that button in the top left corner there. So you can see that there are going to be many more cats that you meet along the way that add to your team, at least 8. But right now you go with Alex and Meow. Going back to the money piece of it, so it's free to play, but you also just have to realize if you don't want to pay the $4.99, you are going to have to watch advertisements between levels, And you do need to acquire a pretty significant a number of coins in the game. You can see as I'm kind of going through here, there are coins kind of everywhere, and you need to really grab as many of those as you can. And as I was sort of playing through the first time, I didn't realize that. I kind of thought it was like Mario, where the coins are great and they can give you some extra lives and things, but they're really not that important. In this game, you really do need the coins, because if you get bonked a certain number of times, you need to spend the coins to restart or relive that level or whatever. And I just passed by a bell right there. That was stupid on my part. I should have gone back to get the bell. I didn't know at the time how important the bells were going to be. I did go back off screen and later grab that bell. But as you can see, it's a little bit difficult to get all of these things right, tapping back and forth and making sure you're sprinting in both cases. And, you know, in this case, I went too far back in the other direction because, again, there's this fairly small window that you can work in here. I don't know why turnips are particularly dangerous, but it's like Mario. You know, mushrooms are dangerous in Mario. Turnips are dangerous here, so got a lot going for it there in terms of similarities to Mario Brothers. It might have a nostalgic feel to it too, if this is the sort of thing you like. There's a lot of games like this in the old Nintendo days. But anyways, the coins, as I started to talk about, the coins are important because you need a ton of coins to purchase items at the town. And we'll get to the town here. I don't remember if it's the next level or a level afterwards. But had I been smart playing through here, I would have grabbed all of these coins. I would have made it a point to get over to that bell to get that one. Because you need the coins to buy tools. And again, in a lot of games, you can sort of decide which tools you feel like dealing with. You know, you can buy stuff to make the game easier in certain places. But in this game, the tools end up becoming pretty important from what I understand. And the tools are not cheap at all. I mean, certainly they do make the game easier to play. I don't know off the top of my head, or I have not seen whether or not you need them to be successful. But there's a tremendous amount of coin collecting you have to do. And if you want to acquire some of those tools to help you get further along in the game, you have to go back and replay these levels and replay these levels and replay these levels. So you have to be willing to do a lot of coin grinding. You've got to be super committed to that. Yeah, see, here you go. You've got to pay 50 coins. So God help you if you're trying to collect 200, 300, 1,000 coins in order to play. And you've got to spend 50 of them to continue playing at a certain level. You blow that money and then you never see it again. So you really end up having to sort of devote a lot of time and energy to coin grinding, just going back to the same stages over and over and over again. Here's a waterfall stage, again, not unlike you might see in one of the earlier Super Mario Brothers games. The little fish things look an awful lot like peeps or whatever they were called in the Mario water levels. I'm not entirely sure why a fish out of water would hurt a cat. That doesn't quite seem like the right power balance to me. Yeah, and so you run in here and like it's hard to get running because I died again. It's hard to get running when you're on the water. So all these things you got to keep in mind. Around at the map here. It looks an awful lot like Mario 3, the map you'd see in Mario 3. Yeah, skipping ahead. Gonna go ahead and skip ahead now to, I did eventually make it past that stage. I just moved on. Hikari City. So there's no enemies here. And this is where you can start buying things. I think this guy, they start to talk to you. Welcome back, Curry. Yeah, no problem, dude. here we go with the items that I was talking about. These are the things you'll need, or may need to make the game easier, so you can kind of equip these things. Again, it's an extended tutorial for all intents and purposes. He's explaining to you how you can equip things and where you can find them in your inventory and stuff like that. So up next to your little cat swapperoo thing. So here you go. You've got mask underwater for underwater travel. And you can see how quickly the prices go up. 2,500 coins. I don't know if that's a one-time use thing or if it makes all of the coins twice as much. As magic flu wakes up sleeping characters around you. I don't know why you would need that, because we haven't come across sleeping characters in the game. But I mean, 750. We've seen a 2,000, 2,500, 750 ice climbing. I don't know. Maybe there's an ice stage coming up that I'm going to need that in. But 750, and I've only got 79. So it clearly is going to take a lot to get enough coins to be able to get through these things. I can imagine a scenario in which there's a stage further along in the game where you've got to climb on ice or something and fight enemies underwater, I guess, with the mask on here. It looks like there's probably upcoming challenges where you'll really need those things to get by them. I'm not sure if they have alternative routes, if you don't want to spend the coin to get it, but or if you just simply don't have the time to grind in this game long enough to get those things. But there's people making small talk nearby. But regardless, it is a free game to play, but there are ways that you can sort of buy in, save yourself time, and take shortcuts and not listen to too many ads and that type of thing. Shady dude up there. I don't know why I'm so focused on talking to the dude on the roof. For some reason I think it's important. This guy keeps telling me to join the Stargazers group every single time I try. Come on, you can do it, cat. You can do it, cat. And he doesn't have anything to say. Total waste of time. Great. Yeah, nothing. Plot point with the mayor. The mayor is a cat in this case. More tutorial, exposition, tutorial. Yeah, it's pretty clear that you need to talk to the mayor. We're surrounded by 10 bad guys. goodness, you random guys are here. All my prayers are answered. Just kind of hands over the entire operation to these two guys who just showed up in his office. Apparently there's also bells in this level somewhere. I don't even know where. That's the thing, you gotta go hunting for the bells, and it becomes very, very difficult. Ferris wheel thing. It's not something I immediately have. Yeah, enough. Yeah, I don't care. 3 coins. Yeah, okay, so here we go. Rate the game, get some coins. You can only do that once, though, I think. I don't think you can keep just, like, rating the game over and over again and getting 50 coins a pop. About to see the bad guys in action. The power plant is ours. Start the production of new soldiers. Oh, that's what this is all about. They're going to use apparently a power plant as a production facility. I don't know that it quite works that way, but we'll push the I believe button and let these bad guys do their thing. Our primary concern is cats. Taskmaster here. He's really screaming about it. Yeah, that's right. I hadn't switched over to the tough guy here. I wasn't going fast enough. I thought I was, and I think I have my guy going fast enough to hit people, but it's really hard to tell at what point you're vulnerable and at what point you're not. I sort of just wish there were buttons overlaid on the screen like you do get in a Fortnite game, where there is a jump button, there is a climb button, or there's a sprint button or something like that. An attack button. Yeah. I thought I'd run, but then I hadn't gone far enough. And I only got one bell. So that's, I mean, probably enough of this. I'm not going to go and try to play through the entire damn game here, but that's just a little sneak peek at Super Cat Tales 2. Very much a Mario Brothers type game, but with cats in tanks, at least sometimes. So thanks for watching. Do check us out on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at TripleHound. Thanks for watching and subscribe. Use code TripleHound in the Epic Games item, or excuse me, the Fortnite item shop or Epic Games store. If you use either of those things, hashtag ad. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.